Going over all the goodies that showed up for the Jeep, or the Ford GPW project. Came in pretty quick. G503 guys. Front axle knuckle kit, transmission, full-on brake kit, all the hard lines, master cylinder, wheel cylinders, springs, retainers, rubber lines, pretty much everything I could think of to make that safe. Also got all my new shackles. I already had the handles, headlight brackets, and other parts. So I'm just going through kind of what we need, what we have. I also got the tie rods from 503. Those are the brake shoes. I got the red oxide primer and the paint for the body. I also got some cans, some weld-through primer. When I do the metal work, I like to use weld-through primer to make sure it all kind of, has primer in between the two pieces so it doesn't rot out in between. Those are the boxes that came in, but there's our frame. I put the frame on stands here. My goal here, as soon as the motor mounts for the Buick come in, I'm going to go ahead and dummy up the transmission on this stand here, or actually mount the motor and the transmission, put it where it needs to be. It's got a big transmission jack here, so it'll hold up everything nicely. That way it's at my height, so I can build whatever type of bracket I need from the stock mounts to the Buick motor mounts. I'm not going to cut up this frame. I had another, well, I have a whole bunch of Jeep parts obviously, but I found this one in my pile. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Ford on it. The new frame didn't have that, so I'm probably going to sandblast this one here and put it in there just to give it some more authenticity. I did notice that this kind of looks double cupped, a little bit thicker, a little bit different, where this one here is just single. It's also taller. This is about a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. This is almost either half to 5/8. It's pretty deep, so I think it'll, I don't know, I'm gonna use it anyway. The only other difference I noticed, pardon the crap in the house, whatever, that is different from this. I don't know why, but it has this. This one's got a couple more holes, but we're coming along. I put in that set of racking over my welder. I'm gonna put all these parts and everything for the GPW project on those racks, so I have I know where everything is, don't have to worry about where I put it. There's a couple things over there that need to move over here. That right there is the ring and pinion and the power lock for the rear of this GPW. I think those Dana Spicer parts are from my Dana 44 on the Comanche. I don't know. I need to do a better job of marking stuff before I put it up. Even have more stuff way up there. And then more stuff up there. Here, but it's all good. But, so I'm going to go ahead and rebox all this stuff up. I had to make sure everything matched my paperwork. Spent about $770 on this one alone. Yeah, 770. That doesn't include the stuff there. And the hood. I got a new hood for this thing too, along with this frame that came out of CNC equipment. And I'm waiting on some other stuff to come from them. They were really good about getting this frame out to me. It didn't come in too damaged. The battery box was a little bit banged up. I kind of fixed that. It still needs a little bit more work. I'm not even sure I'll be able to use that. I want to. If it fits in here, and you know, with the V6 motor and the exhaust, I don't really want to move it, so hopefully I can make it work. If it doesn't fit in here, the boxes that are in the back of the GPW, those little toolboxes that go in the back of it, I think I'm going to turn one of those into a battery box if I can't use the stock battery location. That'd be kind of neat, only for, you know, you wouldn't screw up the aesthetics by mounting the battery somewhere it shouldn't be. That's noticeable. I already plan on using a CJ5 polyurethane tank back here. That'll sit below this frame rail. It'll hang down lower than a stock one would, obviously, because they're usually underneath the driver's seat. But I plan on using the stock CJ5 polyurethane tank back here, and I'm going to have the nozzle come up to the passenger side toolbox, so you actually open up the toolbox and fuel up from there. I think that'll make it kind of clean looking. You wouldn't see holes in the side of the Jeep that shouldn't be there. So the battery would end up in the driver's side toolbox if that is indeed how I do it. So we're just moving along. It seems like it's going a little bit slower after the dismantling. Just found another problem. Those there are 488s. That was in the rear end of that Jeep, or my GPW. This is 537s, which is what I thought they all came with, but apparently I'm wrong. The power lock I have will work with anything above 373, so 488s, 537s, that'll all work. I'm assuming the front is going to have the same gear as that rear. So my choices are either 488s or 537s. And you know how to do all that. You divide the ring gear, which was 8 on this messed up ring gear, by the number of teeth on the ring. I'm sorry, that was backwards. Divide the pinion gears, which is a total of 8. Divide that into 39, which is the total number of teeth on the gear, the ring itself, and you end up with 488s, 487 point whatever it was. Anyways, it would be rounded up to 488s. I got 8 here, and I have 43 here. So 8 and 43, you end up with 537, blah, 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 but whatever. So I'm kind of going by the fact that this is a brand new gear. I like the lower gears anyway. I'd also like to drive it first. Make sure I don't wind out that motor, but I have the overdrive on it, so I'm not totally worried. I guess I'll open up the front tomorrow morning. If that gear pinion, ring and pinion looks used at all, has any type of damage, maybe it's a bit rusty, then I'll just go ahead and switch them both out to this, which would be 437 or 537s. Which, of course, even though this is not a Jeep, this is a GPW. Just empty every pocket is what Jeep stands for, and that's about what this is turning into. But I also expected that. Interesting. Decisions.